career opportunity. It is the only career opportunity which gives you ample space of learning, and growth perspective is also very high in this. So we will discuss about pattern is that we will talk about why MBA, and then we will discuss about what all things needed to it, whether it is feasible or not. Some people have this doubt. Do we need to have work experience? तो कई सारे लोगों का है कि work experience नहीं होना चाहिए, कईयों का है work experience होना चाहिए, तभी you will be able to get good job. So we'll try to know more about it, and only facts, data will be discussed. Fine. And in between this, if you feel you want to ask me the question, the chat box are there. You can send your reply there. So once again, hi, my name is Singh Sajwan, and I have been mentoring students for last 22 years. I did my master's in maths, and after that, I'm a serial CAT topper. This year also, I scored 99.61 in LRDI and 99.3 percentile in quantitative aptitude. Overall, it was 98.7 percentile that I have scored. So it was my 19th CAT. So I've been doing it regularly, and reason is because you feel good when you compete with the young people and try to give them challenges, I would say. So I will be taking this session, and you can ask query in between this, as I said earlier as well. So first we will talk about, this is divided in 4 parts. First is, why should we consider MBA as an option? Second is, what is the selection process? Third is, what is an effective study plan? How should I prepare so that I will be getting a better percentile, I will get a better college? And at the end, what career launcher can do for you, of course. So here we go. If I'm talking about, career opportunity, this is how usually, life cycle of an MBA is there. So when we talk about a very long-term career, across globe, you'll be finding MBAs are doing very good. Even if you are talking about the CEOs in across all Fortune 500 company, so it was somewhere in the newspaper that they were talking about it is 98% of the people have done their MBA from the premier college in the world. So I hope you understand Indira Nooyi, who was the chairperson of PepsiCo, who was initially the CEO of PepsiCo, was a pass out from IIM Calcutta, and she reached to that level. So similarly, if you talk about Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella, all of them have done their MBA. Of course, they were the great technocrats, but without MBA, it is very difficult for the people to reach to the top of the career. So here I discuss about it. The first thing is, usually people are getting into the college at the age of 22. So if you pass out from a college at the age of 22, you get into the college. By the age of 23, you will pass out from the college. Usually it is 1.5 years that people are studying, but it is considered the degree is given after 2 years. Fine. So by the age of 23, you pass out from a college, and initially it is a function role as a junior management level. So you'll find that you'll be given a responsibility. First 1 year is working as a management trainee, try to understand various department, how the departments are coordinating with each other. So it is, junior level where you are interacting with the people, try to get the business for one particular reason or one particular city. And after that, you move to the middle management. So usually people at the age of 30, they move to the middle management where they have cross-functional experience. So you'll be working in one, maybe you are taking care of HR as well as marketing as well as finance. So you are seeing that if I'm going to plan something in a marketing, how is it going to affect my finances as well? Or what are the human resources I need to get my target, to achieve my target? So by the age of 38 to 40, usually people get into the senior management level where they become a functional or a division head. So you would be taking care of, say, Northern India, or maybe you are heading, UP region, or maybe you are heading a Delhi, and you are talking about your function, you are head of sales in Delhi, you are head in sales in North India. So by the age of 47, 48, most of the people move to the top of the ladder. They become CXO, they become CEO, they become CMO, that is Chief Marketing Officer. Or if you are in finance, you can become a Chief Finance Officer. Or if the best thing is happening to your life, you will become a CEO of an organization. So this is usually the career graph is there. And I'm talking about a normal guy who's passing out from top 20, 25 colleges in India. I'm talking about that. Fine. So now what is the beauty of MBA? The best part about MBA, as far as I have seen people in the industry, they can work in a different department, they can work in a different industry. For example, today I'm working in a marketing. So if we talk about marketing, finance, HR, operation, IT, and general management, these are usually the section that we are getting there in the company. So if you talk about FMCG marketing, FMCG finance, you talk about FMCG IT, you talk about IT services marketing, of course, everywhere you'll be finding it is MBA which are fit in there. So you talk about public services marketing, you talk about public services finance, you'll be saying one of the basic eligibility for that is MBA. Fine. So is money good? At the end of the day, many people feel that what matters to us is the money. So am I earning enough so that I can survive? I would say yes. If you talk about the median salary, we are also not talking about the mean salary here. So I'm sure all of you have studied enough statistics where you know what is a median. So whenever you arrange salary, जब आप salary को ascending order और descending order में arrange करते हैं, the person who stood at the middle, the person who stood at the center is the one we consider as the median salary. So here, if you talk about I'm Ahmedabad, and many a time because people have this query, what is the fees? They are very costly. So I thought of talking about this as well here. So 23 lakh is the fees for 2 years MBA if you are pursuing it from IIM Ahmedabad, and the placement is 31.59. That is the median salary that they are offering. So many of you must be thinking, my father is not having 23 lakh. I don't want to go ahead with it. When I talk to the HR guys, their first concern is, we always try to take people who have taken loan from the bank. The reason is their performance are always better because they are already liability over their head. Comparing to the people whose dads are rich, they are able to pay the fees. So in that case, they would prefer to take the people who have taken loan, because when you take a loan, you get a lot of benefit, especially in the income tax, because you are going to pay your education loan. So our recommendation, and many a time people feel that my father is not having enough property, how can I get a loan? So it is a job of a B school to provide a loan to you. Of course, if you are talking about 30 or top 35 colleges. So 23 lakh is the loan that you are going to take, and you are going to earn in first year only around 31-32 lakhs. Now listen to this. This is 23 lakh is the fees now. But if the people who are passing out this year is getting a salary of 31.59, they must pay 19 lakh rupees at their time. So by investing 19 lakh rupees, you are making 31 lakh rupees. I hope no other career opportunity can give you this much growth. The next one is, we also took other colleges. I'm Bangalore is there. I'm Bangalore again, 31.2 is the average placement and 23 lakh is the fees for that. I'm Calcutta charges little higher. It is 27 and they place you at around 31. So if you look at the colleges, they are almost at par. When you talk about XIIth, which is one of the premier college for HR, if you want to make your career in human resources, so they are going to offer you around 30 lakh rupees is the average fees salary at an average fees of 23.6 lakh. Similarly, then you talk about IIM Lucknow. Fine. So here also the fees are under 20, but you are going to make 29 lakh rupees there. So similarly, when I talk about SP Gen, my dear, the average placement is of 30 lakh on a fees of 19 lakh there. And FMS, if you really love your parents, you feel that I want to get in FMS college. The beauty of that is the fees is very low. It is only 2 lakh rupees fees that you are supposed to pay. And the average salary, the median salary of that college is 30 lakh, because they get a lot of grant because it comes under Delhi University. So here, if you feel that I don't want to pay much of fees, get into the FMS. I am Kozhikode is the one where at 20.5 lakh rupees, you are getting a placement of 26.5. IIT Bombay, I know, most of you are pursuing your engineering or you have done your BBA or doing your BBA. IIT Bombay, everyone knows that is one of the premier college for technology. For BTech, it is #1 college in India. But when it comes to the management, it is no lesser than other colleges. So if you are an engineer and you want to make your career in operation management, you want to go into the supply chain management, this is one of the finest college. At a fees of 12 lakh rupees, you are getting a placement of 25.8. If you talk about IIM Indore, again 21 lakh is the fees, and the placement is around 24 lakhs. IFT, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, it comes under Ministry of Commerce. They charge around 21 lakh and the placement is around 24 lakhs there. MDI Gurgaon, one of the premier college in Delhi NCR, I would say after FMS, they charge somewhere around 21 lakh and the placement is 24 lakhs. I'm Shillong, a beautiful place. If you really want to stay next 2 years in one of the most beautiful city, I'll say that is I'm Shillong. At a fees of 14 lakh rupees, they are giving you a placement of more than 22 lakhs. Now, why should I do MBA? Many of you are still thinking MBA kyun sir? I'm already doing my engineering. Why should not I get into IT? If I have been looking the industry very closely since 2000. I have been teaching. So I've seen 2008 there was a recession, 2004 there was a recession, 2000 then 15, 16 again the market was not doing that great. We all know what is going on there. So if you talk about IT, sometime it goes up. When it goes up, it is able to give the excellent placement. But then there are times when it is going to crash and it comes down. But if I talk about MBA, I don't think that the crash is that high. I'm not denying it. The salary sometimes the salary get reduced. But when you talk about the placement as a whole, I don't think that the MBAs are affected that much. So first thing is it is going to give you the better career prospect than any of the other thing. You must have seen people pursue their engineering, people pursue their even after doctor, people become an MBA. You know about minister that we have here in the government of India, railway minister. You will find that the minister has done after civil services, he has done his MBA from abroad. So there are people who, after any of the career that they are going to pursue, the epitome of that, I would say the unicorn is, of course, MBA. And it is one of the widely recognized top credential. If you pass out from the top college, you will find placement wise, you will never face any challenges there. One more thing is there, when you talk about the leadership skills, one of the important part, you work in any of the industry, but you would be finding that the most of the people who are taken at a leadership position are the one who have done their MBAs. Fine. So even if you talk about most of the successful careers that you see in India, one of them you will be always finding as an MBA. And the best part why you are earning so much reason is because you are well networked. You know so many people. So whenever there's a crisis in your industry, for example, you are working with EdTech and you find that the market is going down, you can easily jump onto the real estate. You can easily jump to the financial sector. You can join a fintech company. This is, I have seen in last 22 years, people can easily change their jobs because most of the job that they are doing is similar. And the best part about this is you are paid very good. So when you have an MBA, you will be finding the salary packages are really very high. And the best part about this, if you look at an MBA, look at their personality, you'll be finding them to be very impressive. So one of the things, if you really feel that you want to enhance your personality, that when you present something, people will be really convinced with that, I would say the personality development program is actually MBA is nothing but it is a personality development program. It changes you in such a way so that at least people listen to you. Fine. And they will give you a lot of knowledge about the business world. So for example, if you are planning to start your own business or your father is a businessman, you want to join him, or for example, you want to work with an IT company and or maybe any of the industry, and after some period of time, you feel that I want to jump into the entrepreneurship. I think it is one of the best. MBA will be going to give you a lot of advantage comparing to the other careers. Fine. So these are the reasons. And I think that the person needs to do MBA. And of course, you can always search the B school, their placement criteria. Now, what about getting into the B school? So how can we get into the B school? Is there any query till this point you want to ask something, or maybe there's some data that you would like to share with us and you feel that data is little different? Any one of you, so that we can move on to the selection process then. Any of your query, if I could help you in some way. Fine, I think no query. So we are talking about what is the selection process. Okay, there's a query now. Okay, no, sir. Fine. Thank you, Aditya. Fine, thank you, Aditya and Animesh. So here we go. We are going to talk about what is the selection process. So we have divided colleges in usually in three clusters, and we would like to tell you how they have been divided. There is also NRF ranking which is available there. I'm sure all of you know that the government of India. Oh, okay, thank you, Atya. The government of India have been coming up with the ranking of the colleges on the basis of their performance, that how well the students have been doing in the placement, how well the research is going on in the colleges. So in that, yesterday only it was Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Calcutta. They ranked like this. So if I talk about cluster one, and there also if I talk about the top four colleges, it is Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, and Lucknow. These are the top four colleges in India. If you pass out from these four colleges, you are considered at par. Then comes in cluster one only, you'll be finding Delhi University FMS program is there, ISB Hyderabad is there. For that, you need a GMAT score. For you talk about IIMs, they are going to take a CAT score. Now, in that same category, there's a XIII. XIII, as I said, that they have got two programs. One is business management and second is HRM. They're one of the finest college in India for HR program. So for example, if you wanted to pursue your career in HR, I don't think that you need to get into IIMs. For that, XIII is the best college, followed by Tata Institute of Social Services, of course. So if I talk about same cluster one, but not in top four, I would say it is FMS, then ISB, Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. I'm sure all of you know about it. They take GMAT score because usually they are taking people after experience. So 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. After that, they are taking people there. Now, if you talk about XLRI, you talk about business management and HR program, which are conducted there, you'll be finding that they are going to take XAT score. So Xavier's conduct their own entrance examination, which is named as a XAT. Similarly, if you are talking about Tata Institute of Social Services, one of the renowned college there in Mumbai, they also conduct their own entrance examination. So they are not taking GMAT or CAT score, they conduct their own entrance examination for that. Then there's a college, Jamnalal Bajaj. I still remember in year 2000, 2001, people used to ask us question, where should I go? Should I get into Ahmedabad or Jamnalal Bajaj? So it was one of the most prestigious college of its time. Reason is Jamnalal Bajaj is one of the renowned businessmen. He was the one who helped even Mahatma Gandhi during his struggle of freedom. So Jamnalal Bajaj is one of the premier college there in Mumbai, which gives excellent placement. Then you have got SP Jain. So you'll be finding Mumbai is dominant there because it is the financial capital of India. So you'll be finding SP Jain is again coming in the same cluster one colleges. So they are taking CAT and GMAT score. For Jamnalal Bajaj, all Maharashtra colleges, they conduct their common entrance examination, which is known as a Maharashtra CET. Fine. Then it is IIM Kozhikode. IIM Kozhikode, they are, of course, IIMs are taking CAT score. IIM Indore and MDI Gurgaon. MDI Gurgaon, as I said, it is one of the premier college in Delhi NCR. That also take CAT score. But then there is a college, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. They got two campus. One is in New Delhi and second is in Kolkata. So we kept only New Delhi there in cluster one. So they conduct their own entrance examination. Indian Institute of Foreign Trade conducts their own entrance exam. Now Xavier's have also opened one of their campus in Delhi NCR. So they say it is a Gurgaon. Of course, it is of the border of Jhajjar and Gurgaon. So there they have opened one more college, and I take it as in in cluster one. Reason is because when they can give such a good placement there in Jamshedpur, when they come in Delhi NCR, the approachability of all companies will be very high. So that is the reason why this is also considered in cluster one. So if you get into any of these colleges, it is not only the placement when it comes, at one point of time when there are two people who are before you and one is passing out from Ahmedabad and second is from, say from Narsi Munji, you always give preference to Ahmedabad. Or there's a guy who passed out from MDI Gurgaon and second is one is passing out from IFT. You would take some time to think on it. So my dear, the clustering is done on the basis of the performance of the student of these colleges, how they are doing in the industry. So these are the best colleges and I put them in cluster one. Let's talk about cluster two. Now talking about the cluster two, Lucknow gives one of the fantastic program which is named as a agribusiness. I don't know how many of you are pursuing agriculture, but one of the, I would say the sector which is going to boom for next 30, 40 years is agriculture. Why? Because the population is increasing, land is decreasing, and the food that you need for the people you are going to generate it from the limited land. That is the reason why agribusiness. Now it has nothing to do you going on a field and try to, doing the farming. It is that any sector, any company which wanted a growth, they cannot grow only on the 30% or 25% of the population. Reason is you have to go in the villages if you really want success. So for example, today Mahindra launches XUV 700, and if it focus only in the cities, it may be doing very good business. But the 65%, 70% of the populations are not living in the cosmopolitan cities. They live in a small town, they live in villages. So that is the reason all of these companies, PepsiCo, you talk about Microsoft, because now even in villages, people are buying laptop, they are buying systems. So their target is no more cosmopolitan cities. They are reaching in deep of the country. And for that reason, they want you to pursue agri businesses. So it is one of the fantastic program which is offered by Lucknow. I put it in cluster 2. Of course, no comparison in placement. They are giving very good placement. Then Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Kolkata is one of the finest college. I told you New Delhi comes under cluster 1, very old college. This has just completed 12 years of its service. So again, I will put it in cluster 2. Now, IIT Mumbai, no doubt IIT Bombay is one of the finest engineering college in India and considered in the top 200 colleges in the world. But when it comes to management, we consider it in a 2. Reason is because most of the people who are passing out from there, no doubt the network, the alumni network that they have, even IIM Ahmedabad is not having that one. But when it comes to the placement, of course, companies, corporate, they prefer IIMs more than IITs. So I'll put IIT Bombay here in this category. Now, NITI is one of the college. If you are in engineer, you must have heard of it. This has been changed to IIT IIM Mumbai now. So NITI is one of the premier college. They take only engineers, but one of the fantastic college for operations management. Then comes IIM Shillong is there, as I discussed earlier as well. IIM Ahmedabad also gives one more program, which is in the agri business. So they offer a program where you learn about agrarian economy and how the companies can get the benefit out of it. Fine, so I'm Ahmedabad, but in that case, Lucknow is doing better than Ahmedabad. Then it is IIT Delhi is doing also wonderfully well. So if you again supply chain and even in the marketing, I would not suggest you for HR and finance, but for marketing and for operations, it is one of the finest college. Then MDI Gurgaon, as we discussed earlier, their business management program has been taken in cluster 1. But when it comes to HR or international management, we consider them in cluster 2. Of course, the placement also plays a very important role here. Then Symbiosis, if you talk about Symbiosis Pune, that is also in cluster 2. Narsi Monji, which is again in Mumbai, IIM Ranchi, all of these colleges have been put under category 2. IIM Trichy and IIM Udaipur. Fine. Then cluster 3, these are the colleges. There's a Symbiosis College, which is HR management. Then new IIMs are the one which comes under in cluster 3. Fine. Then there are few colleges which comes under CET. They are also in cluster 3. If you talk about IIT Madras, still we call it IIT Madras. That is also considered as a very good college for management. Fine. IRMA, if you want to study, rural management, it is again one of the fantastic college. Usually people who want to get white passport, that is diplomatic passport, they go and study in JNU or in IRMA. And from there, they are working in a development sector. And many of the people are going to join UNICEF, UNO, WHO, WTO, all of these international organizations. So you become an international citizen. So what is the selection process? After knowing about the colleges, the selection process is very simple. They're going to, the first level is not selection, it is a rejection. So you have to avoid your rejection there in the stage 1. So that first criteria is that you have to appear in a test and your profile score. On the combination of these two, the colleges are going to call you for the interview. So I would not say that this stage 1 is a selection. No, it is a rejection process. You need to save yourself from the rejection process. And after your interview, the final profile will come out and you will be shortlisted. You will be selected there in college. Fine. So here, what all things are needed for final shortlist? It is test score, your profile score, which was taken care in stage 1. But your personal interview, and they want to check how well are you in writing. So means, can you write efficiently? You want what message you wanted to convey. So writing ability test is also conducted by most of the colleges which are taking students for MBA. So if I talk about first, what is the test score and what is the profile? Many a time people are not knowing about the profile. So there are various categories on which they are going to decide your selection. First is your 10th marks, your 12th marks, your graduation marks, your experience if you have worked with any organization, gender diversity if you are a female, of course you are given more preference, and academic diversity score. So no one is going to look into whether you are a national champion, international champion. They are going to check only these things for the first call. So without clearing an entrance examination, whatever may be your profile, no college is going to call. I hope it is clear to all of you. Academic diversity, for example, most of the people who are there in the colleges, they belong to engineering background. Now BBAs are picking up because a lot of advantage have been given to them. So what happened is how diversify is the economic, academic background of the student matter most. Reason is in MBA, you don't only learn from your professor or the corporate, you also learn from your peer. That is what diversity that they're going to bring in, that they need to be from the different religion, they need to be having the different academic background. Reason is when English honors student is sitting with the political science and discussing it with the engineer, their perspectives are different because the way they have seen the life is completely different. So they not only learn from the professor, they also learn from their colleagues and see that how their perspective is going to help them to decide something about the future. And one of the most important thing is a lot of weightage is given to the females. Reason is 50% of the population of India is females. And many a times the people who are going to decide what strategy needs to be taken to convince people or a marketing strategy, they don't consider that 50% of the population. That is the reason why a lot of weightages are given to the females. Fine. So now coming to the next part. So here, if I talk about the selection process, now many of you must be worried. I don't have work experience, or you are thinking my 10th is very bad. So I think it is good for all of you to understand that what are the criteria of every college. So when I talk about Ahmedabad for the stage 1, the first shortlist, it is 65% of the weightage will be given to your CAT. That is the entrance examination that you are going to write. Then it is 10% of weightage. I am sure you can see here 10% of weightage is given to your 10th score. 10% is given to 12th, 10% is given to your graduation score. Only 5% weightage is given to work experience. Now, this is not what I'm saying. This is what they disclose every year. They say we don't want very experienced people to come here. We want to diversify the profile, but we don't want very experienced people. So only 5% of weightage is there. So many of you are thinking, I will go in company, I'll work 2 years, then I will think about the placement, I'll think about MBA as a career option. Trust me, you'll be at loss. My dear, I tell you, most of the people who make it to IIM Ahmedabad, even some of them are showing that 12 months of experience, but they are writing their CAT second time or maybe third time. So usually people start their preparation when they are in college. Your chances are really very good. Now talking about the next part, just a second. When we talk about IIM Bangalore, here it is only 40% of the weightage is given to your CAT because they consider that we want to see also your 10th. They give a lot of weightage to your 10th and your graduation. So it is almost 20% of weightage is given to your 10th and 10% weightage is given to your 12th and 20% again weightage is given to your graduation score, and they give around 8-9% of weightage to your work experience, and 2% weightage is given to your gender diversity. IIM Ahmedabad is not giving any weightage to the gender diversity, but if you are in an interview, they try to take good number of females there. Similarly, when you talk about the other colleges, you talk about IIM Calcutta, it is coming out to be around 55% of weightage is given to your CAT. IIM Lucknow, it gives around 60%. The minimum is given by IIM Indore, it is only 20%, but they give a lot of weightage to your 10th and 12th. But IIM Kozhikode, you will find 45% of the weightage is given. But after that, almost every college, IIM Ranchi, IIM Trichy, IIM Udaipur, IIM Raipur, XIIth, FMS, MDI, Gurgaon, IIT Bombay is also giving 70% of weightage. IFT test, they give only weightage to your entrance examination. So many a time people come with this perception, I don't need very good score in CAT. I'm going to just get admission on the basis of my profile. Sorry, dear. Your CAT score matters the most, except 2, 3 colleges. It is usually more than 50% of the weightage that is given to your CAT score. So again, I'm saying even if you have represented India there in international matches, but until you are not going to score well in your CAT, no college is going to take you. Fine. Now there's a beautiful thing that we have made. It is based on artificial intelligence. This is I'm Profilizer. So many a time people come to us and say, where can I make it? So if you go to careerlauncher.com and you just search for I'm Profilizer, there if you put your profile, it will tell you what are the where can you make it, what is the percentile that you needed it to get the call from there. Okay. Okay, so may I know, okay, fine. Any query there, any question there? I would request 1+80 if you can write down your name so that I can call you by your name. You can do the changes. Fine. So you can rename yourself now. That option is activated. So what we do is, for example, this is one score that I have taken off one of the student. So for example, the student has given that how much he scored in 10th, 12th graduation, what are the subject that he has studied. So if you want to get a call at from IFT, this is the percentile that you needed. So you needed around 97 percentile. So if you are talking about the, I am Bangalore, there, moderate matching is there. You will be getting a call at around 98, 99 percentile. Yeah, all of you have access to I'm Profilizer. You can go and get, just see how it is working. So this is, I think that all of you need to work and see what are your chances to make it. Fine. Now coming to the next part here. Just a second. Okay. Fine, Aditya. So a few questions before we proceed. Do B school prefer candidate with work experience? That is what you hear of. I know most of the people say work experience, work experience. And my recommendation is please visit every IIM website and see what is the work experience that they have, because they show you that what is the profile that we have taken. So I'm talking about IIM Calcutta. Freshers, 43% of the students who made it to last year, I'm talking about 2022, were freshers. Just out of the college, they get into IIM. 38% of the population, that means it is coming out to be more than 80% of the population are having experience till 2 years. So they got an experience of 1 to 2 years. It is more than 2 years and less than 4 years, they are 19% of the population. Once you cross 4 years, it is not easy to get into the college. I'm not saying impossible, but usually colleges don't prefer people with a higher, experience. So you'll find 1 or 2 guys going to make it after 4 years or 5 years, but usually it is a 0%. They don't want to take. Yes, they do recommend you to come and join the B school, but through the executive program. And in India, executive program is not having very good career. So that is the reason people wanted to get into these colleges when they are in college. At least they prepare when they are in colleges so that, even within 2 years, they can make it in one of the premier college. So what is the percentile? Fine. What is the percentile that is needed to get into the college? So first thing is percentile is not percentage of question that you are going to answer in exam. It is a rank. It tells you where do you stand. And it is not a score, as I said. If you score 50% of the questions correct, if you score 50% of the mark, I'm not saying even 50% of them correct. If you score 50% of the marks in your test, that is either you do all 50% of the question and get all of them correct, or you do 55% of the question and do mistake in 2% of the question, you are going to get 99 plus percentile. If you are doing 1/3 of the question, 33% is the marks that we need every year to pass the exam in every year in every school and college. So you are going to land up at 90 percentile. And on the basis of your percentile, you can cross check what is the percentile that you need to get into the college. Because for every individual, it is coming out to be different. So any question before we move further? Any of your query? Okay. No, is it difficult? No, I don't think it is difficult. It depends upon you how much efforts you are going to put in. I've seen people, but yes, it needs a practice. I've seen people not from the maths background and doing very good. Many of them are sitting in IIM Ahmedabad. So I would not say it is difficult. The only thing which is needed here is, are you consistent in your efforts? And that is almost with every entrance examination. Fine. So I'm sure by now you must be feeling it is awesome and you can make it. Yeah, Janvi, MBA specialization usually, in 90% of the cases, the first year is common for every student. So you get into the college, you study first year, and then you decide on your own, or you discuss with the professor that what are the best thing available to you, because you must be scoring your mark in different exam. On the basis of that, people decide whether they want to go for marketing, finance, HR, and all of these options. Fine. So yes, many a place your score is going to land you in one of the program. So I would suggest that marketing is always the best. Marketing does not mean that you take a bag and try to sell it, knock at every door and try to sell the item. Marketing means you plan a strategy that how you can increase the sale. Of course, the brand and a lot of things other are needed for that. Fine. So now we are going to talk about what are the effective study plan. How can you get into this? So I think a question which was asked to me, is it difficult? I think you can find out your answer here, my dear. Fine, Aditya. So here is it. If you talk about CAT, quantitative aptitude is needed, verbal ability is needed, logical reasoning and data interpretation is needed. You'll find most of the exam need these things. So you need to be good in quantitative aptitude. Quantitative aptitude is not maths, it is not integration, it is not differentiation. They ask you maths till class 10th. So they ask you about quadratic equation, they talk about the number system, they talk about mixture and solutions. They talk about profit loss discount. They test you on geometry. They talked about permutation combination. So that is what makes a quantitative aptitude. Hardly any question from trigonometry. Most of the time there is no trigonometry as well. Verbal ability, they want you to be very good in English as a language. The reason is you are going to join the companies where they are going to deal with the people from other nations as well. So when you talk to Chinese, when you talk to Mandarin, when you talk to American, when you talk to German, you need a common language. So you cannot ask for a translator. So they want you to be very good in language. There's no doubt. And that is the reason why verbal, they're giving a lot of importance, especially in I'm Bangalore, where the CAT percentile requirement is little lower, but they want very good score in verbal ability. Then you need to be logically very sound. So you cannot come with a conclusion that if I want to increase my sale, I have to put board everywhere, I have to put poster everywhere, I have to give so many advertisements, because your finances are also very important. So they want you to be logically very sound. And data interpretation, can you understand what the graph is telling you? Can you understand what is the meaning of this bar graph? Can you make out how much investment is done in the sector on the basis of a pie chart? That is what they want to test. So the mother of all these examination is CAT. These are the four things which will be tested there. When you talk about XIIth, they are going to ask two extra things. So they are going to check you on general awareness, as well as they are going to ask you the question on decision making. My view is all of these exams are based on decision making. The only difference in XIIth is they actually give you decision making question, and in CAT, in CET, in SNAP, in all of these exams, they give you question and you need to decide which question need to be answered. As I just told you कि भाई 50% of question अगर आप आंसर करते हैं, 50% आप स्कोर करते हैं, तो आपको 99 परसेंटाइल मिलता है. आप समझने की कोशिश कीजिए, आपको 100 challenges दिए हैं, 100 problems are given to you, and you stuck with one of the toughest problem, which even a teacher or the person who has given you a question cannot answer it. I tell you, this year I wrote CAT, so there was a question which was having two answers. So I send a reply that this question is not matching. Of course, CAT people, they hardly accept their mistake. But for that, they have given one question mark to everyone. Fine. So if you stuck to the toughest question, or maybe the question is wrong, what will you do in that case? So here they want to see, can you take a decision when there are 100 problems? Can you select the questions which can be easily done? Because every question carry equal mark. So you cannot say, I have done the toughest question, I will be given more mark. No. All question carry equal marks. You need to judge it during the examination, which question needs to be answered there in exam. Fine. So they are asking you also the decision making question. Beautiful question crafted by them. Then general awareness is tested everywhere. The only difference, they are giving you a paper. In other places, it is during the interview they will be asking your views. For example, budget was out, so they will ask you the question related to the budget. Fine, they will say that what extra that steps have been taken by the government of India for women. So you can open an account where the 2 lakh rupees up to 2 lakh rupees you can invest, and the government will be giving you 7.5% interest. So that is what they are. What about the senior citizens? So they want to know, are you aware about the things which are happening around you? CET Maharashtra is going to test the same thing. It is a MyCat which is going to test you also on psychometric. So they give you a question which is very, if any one of you have gone for the SSB, you can understand it more. They want to know how quickly you decide, are you positive or negative personality? For that, they are giving you a psychometric test. Fine. And they also take VAT. Are you able to write, if a topic is given, are you able to, put the right words there? Are you grammatically correct? That is what they are going to test on it. So usually the rest of the things are same. This is what they are going to test it. So when I talk about your preparation, the examinations start happening from October. So the first examination that most of you will be writing will be NMAT, Narsi Monji's exam. That starts from the month of October and it goes till the end of December. CAT happens this year, it will be on 26th of November. It is last Sunday of November that they conducted. December, it is IFT and SNAP exam that is to be conducted. MICA is conducted twice, once in December and second is in February. Tata Institute of Social Services, though this year they are conducting it in the month of February, March, but usually they conduct it in the month of January. Because of COVID, a lot of things have been changed. XIIth is also in January. It is the second Sunday of January. This time it was on 8th of Jan. And CET Maharashtra, one of the last exam that is conducted, it is in the month of March, because some of the premier colleges are there. Fine. So I'm talking about the CAT now. Let's elaborate more upon the CAT. When we talk about the common admission test for IIMS and other B school, they're going to test you on three things. There are three sections. They are testing you on four things, but there are three sections. One is verbal ability and reading comprehension. A very important part, are you able to read at a faster pace and comprehend it, means understand that? That is what they are going to test. So languages will be tested through that. Highest number of questions, 24 questions are asked there. 40 minutes is given. So I would say CAT is one exam, but it is forming from three different examinations. 72 marks you can score. For every correct, there 3 marks will be given. For every wrong you attempt and you get a wrong answer, you mark a wrong answer, 1 mark will be deducted from that. For data interpretation and logical reasoning, it is 20 questions. The 4 set, each set carries 5 questions were asked this year. Last year, I'm talking about CAT 2022. CAT 2021, there were 4 sections. There were 2 sections where the 6 questions were asked and 2 sections, 4 questions were asked. This year, because they know almost every coaching center was telling 2 sets are easy, 2 are tough, they make all of them at same level and 4 sets were asked. So 40-minute 20 questions were asked this year, and I hope they will be following the same pattern next year as well, this year as well. When you talk about quantitative aptitude, there were 22 questions that they have asked to be done in 40 minutes. Total 2 hours will be given to you. Fine. Now come to the most important part. How much should I score to get a particular percentile? So my dear, first I will talk about this one. If you are getting 31 questions correct out of 66 questions that you have, if you are doing not even 50% of question, you are doing only 31 question. Half of 66 is 33. So even if you are doing 31 question, you will be getting 99.5 percentile. Getting my point? Of course, it is not that easy because many of the questions go wrong. Many of the answers go wrong. So I would say at score of 93, you can get into most of the B schools in India because you will score 99.50. Of course, with a moderate profile. I'm not talking about getting only 50% in 12th and then making it. Fine. Then if you talk about, I will take 95 percentile. There are only 19 questions if you are going to do. You are going to get 95 percentile. This is overall. I'm sure you can see the cursor, so you can make. To get 99.5 percentile, you need to do 14 questions correct in verbal section. But when it comes to the logical reasoning, it is only 10 questions which can land you up to 99.50. Fine. When I talk about quantitative aptitude, it is 12 questions. So verbal, it is more number of questions need to be answered to get 99.50. For quant, it is little lesser. It is only 12 questions can land you up 99.50. But in LRDI, only 2 sets, if you're going to get correct, you will be landing up at 99.50. So what needs to be done? I would say these 3 months are very crucial for all of you. February, March, April, you try to build your concept. The basic formula should be clear. You should know when to use a particular method. And then you need to practice more of these questions, whatever you have learned. So I expect the course will be over by July if you are going to join now. So by July, you need to complete your course. You need to practice the questions from every section of the paper, and you also try to take the mock. But after that, when I talk about this, from August, your focus should be only testing yourself. Your focus should be writing a test and see how you can improve on your score. One very important thing is strategy here. You need to apply the different strategies so that you become comfortable. It is considered that once, if you write paper only once, it will be difficult for you. But if you practice at the same time, for very long period of time, on CAT day, it really become very easy for you. So I divide in two parts. One is building your fundamentals. Second is taking up a question and preparing yourself for the mock and the test. And the last thing is preparing for the test, testing yourself and see what are the weaknesses and then work on those weaknesses to get better scores. Fine. So here we go. Let's talk about verbal ability. 24 questions, as I said, 40 minutes, DI 20 questions and 22 questions. In verbal ability, these are the questions that they have asked this year. I'm talking about CAT 2022 paper pattern. There were 8 questions from verbal ability where there were, jumble paragraph were asked, paragraph over summary and paragraph over completion. So there were 8 questions from that, but 16 highest number of questions were asked from reading comprehension. So how well you are read, how you have seen the different set of questions, that is what is going to be tested there. Fine. Now talking about LR and DI, there are 20 questions which are there. And in these 20 questions, it is calculation based, bar chart, pie chart, line graph, all of these things are going to be asked. The second segment of this is logical reasoning, where grouping, arrangement, network and roots, binary logic, cubes, all of these questions are asked. Fine. So what is required? You need to have speed maths. You know how to do the questions quickly. You need to know how to solve the puzzle, and it is something which you need to do regularly. In classroom also we are covering it. I think if you are going to study it for 8 hours per week at your home and going to take a 2 hours of class in a week, you'll be comfortably able to do it. When it comes to the quantitative aptitude, it is arithmetic, highest weightage is of arithmetic. So there it is percentages, profit loss, discount, time, speed, distance, pipe system, work, ratio, proportion, mixture and solution. Algebra again 30%. The second highest weightage was of algebra, where log, functions, inequality, progression, these type of topics are asked. Then comes geometry with 20% of weightage is given to them. So you'll find mensuration, coordinate geometry, triangle, circle, usually circle, quadrilateral, triangle, that is asked there. And finally, it is a modern maths, SCF, LCM and permutation combination questions will be asked. So what needs to be done? So I would say the task that needs to be done is you need to practice a lot. Quant cannot be improved until you are not practicing it regularly. So you need to build your concepts in the classroom, then practice it at your home and learn more from the classroom. Fine. So 2 hours of a session once a week, or sometime it is 4 hours a week. That is what we are going to offer you. Fine. So this is what is needed. So in first 3 months, I would say you have to read diverse topic, practice them, DILR, solve more and more puzzles, speed maths, and QA. You need to clarify your doubts, concept building should be done there. Fine. When we talk about May, June, July, you need to take topic test, daily dose of questions are there, and CL mock test will be very helpful. So when I talk about the first 3 months, I'll say it is more of 25 hours per week is what needed from you. It is not like IIT JEE or NEET exam. And in May, June, July, we expect again 25 hours per week is what you are going to put in. Fine. And in last time, it is again 25 hours per week that you are putting, but you are writing more of test. So you're solving, sitting with the faculty, solving your doubt, getting your doubt clear. Fine. Now, as a career launcher, how can we help you? Of course, we have one of the finest track record. There are quite a good number of people who have made it to IIMs from us. So it was 330. I'm talking about the calls that we have received this year only. From IIM Bangalore, it is 572 calls that we got. IIM Calcutta, it is 404. Interviews are going on. Many of the interviews have already planned. So these are the processes. The course is designed in such a way so that it is an integration of online and offline. So the way I have been taking class, so many a time I take class like this, but usually it is our offline classes that we are giving to our students. Fine. We are going to give you a comprehensive program. We are going to, it is classic. It is 4 days a week, or if you are coming on weekend, you'll be coming only 2 days, but then the number of session will be 4 hours each day. So mode is offline, physical books, online content, all that is available. And we are going to give you more than 100 mock tests. There are also topic tests and sectional tests where more than 7,500 questions are there for practice. Of course, we give you around 4,000, 5,000 pages of material there, but a lot of questions are there as well. Fine. It is one of the best mock test series which is given to you. If you talk about, there are two type of mock that we conduct. One is a countdown mock. When you get closer to the CAT, we'll be giving you countdown. On the same slot, same time, you have to write the test paper. And in prime mock, it is a test also. You can take it from your place at a different timing also. You can write it. Fine. There are some advantages which are there. VARC 1000. There are 1,000 questions which are picked up from previous year, which we are going to discuss there. In LRDI, there are 1,000 questions that we discuss other than whatever I have discussed. In quant, again, 1,000 separate questions are given, and most of these questions, similar pattern of questions are asked there in exam. Fine. So when we talk about how can you make it, there's a aspiration.ai. It is an artificial based, system that we have developed. So you got your own classes, the videos. Many a time people feel that no, this topic is not clear. We give you the video recorded session, like the session is recorded now. We give you the mock test analysis. So you write test for 2 hours, but we do analysis at for 6 hours. So 2 hours quant, 2 hour LRDI, 2 hour verbal ability. And there are daily dose of questions which are also given. And we are not only covering the CAT, we also cover XIIth, IFT, Symbiosis, and MAT. All of these exams will be catered. Fine. Now this is some of the Telegram group that we have. For more detail, you can write down this number. You can get back to us at 8595343366. So our counselor will be able to help you, to guide you, the admission processes and all this. Thank you. In case of any query, you are free to ask me any question that you have. Janvi, Animesh, Aditya. So I'm sharing also my number in case if you feel that you want to know something. My name is, as I said, my name is Singh Sajwan. On your this, being a 1 year, can we join? You're talking about 1 year program, or what? You are in first year and then you want to join it, Aditya? Yeah, you can also join for the next year. That is CAT 2024. So because what happened when you are in second year, because now you are going to appear in a first year examination. So in second year you are preparing, in third year you are going to write your exam, because the exam conducted in the month of November and the result come out in the month of April, and your college start in the month of June, July there. So what happened, by the time you pass out from your college in May, June, you pass out from your college, and from July your college start, MBA college start. So for July admission, you cannot write an exam in the November of that month. So it is always better to start. If you are a BBA program, you can go for the 2-year program. It is a very long stretchable program, and at least 2 times we will be able to cover your course. I'm also sharing, one of the counselor number in case if you have any query regarding fees, you want to know more about, the course structure, because I have covered some part of it. So you can always get back on this number 8595343366. You can jot down that number. In case if you feel that you want to interact with me tomorrow, you can call me. In the first half I'm free, in second half there are classes, or you can visit us. We are at RDC Rajnagar. We have a center at C27. There's a 0 degree. We are on second floor of 0 degree in RDC. So you can reach out to us there, or you can call us. I've shared both the numbers. In case of any query, you can ask. Fine. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for coming here, and it was really wonderful. I really appreciate if I can help you in some way. Yeah, Aditya, you can visit us. If you are at Christ University, we already have quite a good number of people from Christ University. Fine. So I'm sure you know many of them. We have Akash, Asmita is there, and there's Suraj as well who have joined us. Fine. Okay, thank you all of you. See you soon. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Janvi. Thank you, Animesh, Aditya.